Whoa!
Ooh, welcome back, everybody. We did a couple of things here after killing Pontiff Sullivan, so now we're finally ready to move on. You should have activated the shortcut already, so let's take that. Kill the two crystal lizards that are back there if you haven't already. Oop, not that way. This doorway. And then keep in mind about the deacons that will be constantly shooting fire at you. This part is annoying. Aha! Ow. Ah. Alright. Again, always keep an eye out for items that they drop. Ignore these deacons because they have their backs turned and they don't notice you, because these ones do and they're much more annoying, as you can see. Just get hit by 3 fireballs like it's nothing. And now I always suggest when you go through this area to take care of these 4. I think it's 4, it might be just 3. But always take care of these guys for a couple of reasons. One, it's pretty free experience because you can just sneak up behind each one of them. And 2, they sometimes drop a Covenant item that we're going to need to farm for at the end. So every chance you get for them to drop one is one less you need to farm for later. And it's only 3 of them. You definitely need to kill them this time because there's some items down there in the courtyard that we're going to get. And if you don't kill them now, they're going to constantly stay up here and shoot fireballs at you while you try to loot the courtyard. Let's switch over to Chaos Bed Vestiges because we have a difficult fight between 2 enemy NPCs. You see there's both of them coming up the stairs now. So let's pepper them and keep at range. And it shouldn't be too difficult. Switch to my SS flask while I'm at it. Yeah. Or Ashen Estus flask, I mean. I don't remember if they have any Estus flasks of their own. But one of them drops the Drang Twin Spears. And so now we can work our way down and take care of the 2 giants that are not sleeping. And get the items. So what I like to do is I like to take care of the giants first, just in case it's this one. Just watch out for their stomps. They're weak to dark, so don't take a lot of hits. And they always drop a Titanite shard. And I want to say it's this one is the other one? Yes. Nice and easy. Ooh, some lovely dung. Alright, so we got 3 items in here, and then 1 up there on the balcony, I think. Got that. Is there 1 up here, or am I mistaken? I might be mistaken. Oh, no, there it is. And then last but not least, at least I think that's last, Because I don't think there's anything over here. Yep. And is there something in the middle? I think there's something in the middle of New Game Plus, but again, I might be mistaken. So, let's continue and go into this area. And before we head up the steps, there's actually a secret illusory wall right here. Hit that and descend what I believe to be the longest ladder in the game. And we have what would normally be, when I first played this game, one of the most difficult sections. Then I realized just how busted pyromancers were. You have... what are these called again? I don't even remember. Aldrich Beast or Sullivan Beasts? I think they're called Sullivan Beasts. You have one there, but you have a second one there. And it's very difficult to take on two. Heck, it's very difficult to take on one. So, pull this guy first, because he immediately growls and he will charge at you. Which lets you then open up cans of whoop butt with the chaos orbs, which can stun him and take care of him. Make sure you use an Ashton Estus flask before pulling the second one, because you don't want to have to heal up during. And he can see you from a mile away, so I don't even try to get that until we've taken care of him. I also like to stay behind the pillar, because again, he's going to charge at us. So now we can go. If you're not confident in knowing just how many hits you're gonna need to finish him off, then just throw another fireball at him. I just wanted to see if the Chaos Fire Orb killed him in 2 shots. It doesn't. But when you kill both of them, you have to kill both of them to get a ring needed for all the achievements. And in the middle here is a Human Dregs, which is a Covenant item that we're gonna farm for later. I think that's the one that the deacons above us drop. And you get a deep gem, which we don't necessarily need. We also get a secret bonfire, which is awesome. And those enemies do not respawn, so you don't have to worry about them ever again. Most importantly, though, there's the corpse of a deacon here, Archdeacon McDonnell, that enables you to join a covenant, thus getting you another achievement. So make sure you do that. Don't offer any human dregs. We'll do all that at the end. It's actually going to be the last thing we do. So now we can leave. Climb back up the insanely long ladder. And now we'll go up the stairs. Be careful as you come up here, because there are some archers with great bows peppered around the room, or scattered I should say. They don't see you for a little bit, but it's always best to be careful. And I think, is there an item around here? Yes. Come around to the back left corner as you climb up for a Titanite scale. And then we're going to come across to the right, and we're going to drop down on that platform. This place is littered with silver knights, the same ones you fought in that room with the 3 chests on the 2nd floor. There's another item in the corner here, and once you cross this threshold is when you start getting shot at. So take a sprint up here. Let's see, there it goes. There's another one on the very the other side of this column. You're getting shot at by that guy though, so you want to be very careful. Wait until he loses interest. And unfortunately, these men are resistant to fire, and we want to kill that guy. So try to rush them. And see, they don't get staggered either is the biggest issue. And you're on this tiny platform. It makes this particular... well, I was about to say, fight very difficult, but it can obviously also be difficult for him. So never mind. We're gonna get that item in a second. Charge up here, because again, there's a guy shooting arrows at you, and there's another one right there. Luckily, you can sidestep the arrows pretty well. So just come up. So they get staggered after 3. Now, they may be resistant to fire, but it's still better than getting all up in their face, because they hit like a truck. He dropped an item, too. Turn around from that guy, and you've got some stairs that lead to said item. Which are some Easterner's ashes. And go up these stairs. And we're gonna sneak up. This Silver Knight is not facing you. Just making sure. I don't think there's only one that's going to ambush you, and I remember where he is. So you can come up, and let me see if the Great Chaos Fire Orb does any better. A little bit. I got hit, though. So move on up. I think these guys always drop something. Although I might be wrong. Slowly work your way up, because in the corner there is another one. Trying to remember, is there anything? No, okay. Then can keep moving up, and when you get here, if you look down, there's a Silver Knight on the floor there, but also one at the edge, which you can barely see right there. Luckily, you can stay up here, and this one will charge towards you, so he's not going to stay long enough to get hit by the lava pool given by the Great Chaos Fire Orb. So let's switch over to Vestiges, and hiya. I like to wait until he's running towards me so that I don't accidentally land behind him. My spell, I mean. Ooh, we dropped some gauntlets, that's nice. They have really good armor that they have small chances to drop. Now, this guy is going to stay still, so we can use this. Ow. Dang it, I can't get him. My trajectory is just crazy off. Alright, so that's the plus side of the Vestiges, is they fly straight. Oh, come on. There we go. Pillage him for a Titanite shard. And then the path forward is down that archway there, that doorway. But before we do that, let's see here. There's a couple more things we need to do. One of which being coming down here. You can hear the deacons down there. Around the corner for a large Titanite shard, and down this walkway to open up a shortcut. See, we've been getting shot at. So descend the ladder and open up this gate to lead back to the courtyard with all the deacons. Rest if you need to back at the Pontiff Sullivan bonfire, but note that you're going to have to fight through those deacons again. Instead, what I'm going to do is climb back up. If you go all the way up here, you might notice there's an item down there that we can drop down to. For the same bow that we've been getting shot at with this entire time. And now you have to drop down here, unfortunately, and head back the long way. I'm going wide just to avoid all these deacons. You can either rush past the deacons and use the shortcut again, or just climb back up the safe way. And I think that that's everything. Can't help but shake the feeling that I'm missing something, but I don't think so. Didn't I just check over there? Yeah. Okay, let's go through the archway then. And we find a pathway to the left, which leads to an ember and a lever, or lever, if you will, that lowers this giant bridge to come down. And I can't remember if we've triggered it yet, but hit this statue for an illusory wall. So then come forward and up the new stairs. Wait, is there anything over there? Nope. And we want to pull or push this lever. Which, again, might look familiar to any Dark Souls 1 fans. And come across to find a bonfire, and the fact that we've been in Anor Londo, which means we've actually been in Lordran this entire time, now known as Lothric. So, let's light the bonfire. And we're about to do something that's going to require us to use a homeward bone to get out. So before we travel back, you can rest. But we're going to travel back to the shrine bonfire, the Firelink Shrine, to further our ending that we're shooting for. But since we're going to have to homeward bone out of a particular area here in a second anyway, what you want to do is come back and climb down the ladder, or excuse me, stairs, after you've risen this platform. And you'll notice, excuse me, a tower here, and if you look way off in the distance, or if you have the binoculars, there's a bonfire. So how do we get there? The answer is, you just do. Walk straight forward on an invisible walkway, and as soon as you get in line with the bonfire, you can turn 90 degrees and just walk straight forward, and you'll drop off. So light this bonfire, and there's also an NPC over here, which will give us another covenant for another achievement.
Name thyself, I am Yorshka. What beckoned thee to such?
Perform Darkmoon loyalty.
Thou thinkst too very well. I will grant. Thou'st journeyed far. If that to become a blade, then I play. Thou'rt now a bleed own swear that.
And there we go. You can kneel.
Oh, if I can.
In order to offer proof of concords kept.
Long ago, now.
You can also
such
talk
a long only
if you want some lore.
May I put this task so art thou?
If you keep talking, you can lie to her or not. It doesn't matter.
Oh, ma. Then, well. Long ago, now, but only Ed.
As always, exhaust
so
all the
silly that-
dialogue. And then come into this tower. And notice that there are several walkways that we can drop down onto. Since this is going to cause some fall damage as we perform. There's also an item down there we're going to get. I suggest you equip the Silver Cat Ring, which prevents fall damage. So do that, and then drop down onto this first level. Oop. And then come out, and you want to drop down right onto the beam of this second level to get that item. And then drop down, and then drop down again to get the armor. Drop down again, and again, and again. I think that's all the items until you reach the bottom. Now, although the Silver Cat Ring prevents fall damage, it does not prevent death from falling. If you take enough fall damage to be lethal, then you will still die. So don't think this makes you invincible. But when you reach the bottom, first of all, switch the ring back before we forget. And we're back in Irithyll of the Boreal Valley, and we're back in the Church of Yorshka. That's what those stairs were that we skipped, because it was just a dead end. So now, since we have to travel back, and I lied, I guess, you don't have to homeward bone, but we do have to travel, so you might as well travel to Firelink now. And we got some things we gotta do. First of which is talk to Yuria of Londor. If you haven't talked to her up to this point at all, then you're gonna have to talk to her several times to get through all of her dialogue.
Ah, good tidings.
We've been kind of talking here and there, so
The time is ripe to greet
when
her.
you get to this part,
The girl awaits thee in the hidden
saying that
Darkmoon
someone
chamber
awaits.
of Anor Londo. So thou mayst. Good to the girl. So
make sure she repeats herself,
till we meet again.
and then you'll know you have progressed the usurpation of fire ending that we are trying to achieve. Oh! And Greyrot's back.
Oh, then I might have, but take.
He talks about how he would have died if it weren't for the Onion Knight. Obviously referring to Sigurd. And now he can sell divine blessings, hidden blessings, a lot of stuff. Nothing we're gonna buy though. However, we are gonna sell. Let's see here. I've been sticking to 5 embers. Again, you can save them all if you want. And also, if I were you, I would save your divine blessings in your Sigbrow. Now, I've been doing this enough to where I don't need them. You can also trade them into Pickle Pea and Pumperum if you're truly trying to obtain every single item in your inventory that is available in the game. I'm not trading everything into Pickle Pea and Pumperum, but there are some armor pieces you can get from them. Even some weapons, I think. There's the carvings that let you talk to other players in PvP. But I'm not going for any of that stuff. In fact, I know I'm not going to use these. But again, they're nice against NPCs. If I were doing the DLC, I would keep these because there's a particular NPC that is annoying, but what you definitely don't want to sell for all the achievements are any of your young white branches. You need a certain number of them to get a ring, so make sure you don't do that. And don't sell any of these Covenant items, because it's going to be a pain in the butt farming them. So you want to have as many as you can from corpses on the ground. And don't sell your gold coins or rusted coins. For the same reason. You're going to have to do a lot of farming at the end. And so if you boost your item discovery, then it makes it easier to do that. So keep all of those. Everything else, though, you technically don't need. Same for like these resources. I know I'm not going to upgrade anything using those, so we can get rid of them. And you only need one of each gem, so we can get rid of those. Do keep these for the time being, though. After that, you can sell anything you want over here. But I've been keeping all my weapons because, again, we're going to have to do one of each infusion. So I want to keep everything around just to make sure I have enough. I have been selling all my duplicates, though. Which I don't think I have any. Again, as it stands right now, the only way you can get a duplicate is if one dropped off an enemy twice. But no, it doesn't look like. You can sell all your arrows, though. We don't need those anymore. Oops, and there is one more thing, because we actually have 2 rings of sacrifice. You only need 1 for the achievement, so let's get rid of that.
Goodbye. Oh, this...
And actually, you might have noticed I still have an arrow there, because when you pick up arrows with nothing in your pouch, it automatically equips, and you can never sell 100% of the things you have equipped.
Oh, hello. Hand in one.
So you can unequip it, and then let's sell it. There we go. Alright.
Goodbye.
What else have we got? Any shards? We don't have any Estus shards, no undead bone shards. We still have these 3 tomes that cannot be given to their respective people. There's one more NPC that we're missing. We do, however, have the Easterner's ashes that we can give to her.
Gracious, let I
Which lets you purchase even more things. Including the Easterner garb.
Ashen one. Be sure.
But anyway. And then we can level up.
Welcome home, speak.
So where was I on the leveling up front? We were working towards 10 dexterity, which I got. And then 25 vigor and 20 endurance. Oh yes, I was bouncing back and forth between vigor and endurance, and I did vigor last, so let's do endurance, and then vigor, and then endurance.
Farewell, I made
Alright, so there's that. And now we actually want to head back to... It would be easiest to go back to Anor Londo. We're going to turn back around and we're actually going to activate this platform again to go back to an area. You gotta do it from the other way. Aha. While it's turning, you can go ahead and start walking down the stairs. Head out to the platform. I can't remember if we've triggered it yet, but hit this statue for an illusory wall and continue all the way to this person.
Welcome, your sleepmate.
Talk to her to get the sword of Avowal. And you can talk to her again and again if you want, but I don't think there's anything more to be said. So, move on. Get this item. Go all the way to the altar where Henri of Astora is lying and perform the rite of avowal. After the cutscene, you collect her 3 dark sigils, or his. bringing you up to a total of 8 and fully unlocking the Usurpation of Fire ending. Good job. Before you leave, though, come to the right, and behind this altar in the corner here is an item that you don't want to miss, because you need it for all the achievements. And there's another item required for the Platinum Trophy if you come back to the pilgrim that we just talked to. Who is now dead, but houses the chameleon pyromancy. Or is it a miracle? I don't remember. Or it might just be a sorcery. I don't remember. It's one of them. So now either homeward bone or walk back to the bonfire. Activate the platform again. And there is a different lever behind the bonfire that will activate the platform if you decided to homeward bone instead of walk there. I took a little bit of fall damage, so let's rest up. And we're actually going to call it there, make it a short episode, and tackle the second half of Anor Londo next time. Until then, stay safe.